This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Humanity, look how far you've fallen.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and fury of anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and good morning, everyone. Good morning, Macklin made it. Mark the infinitely tired Andrew, 46 and 2. The Lady Arwen Avalon. Good morning, Arwen. The vivacious Purple Valkyrie. Good morning, Purple Valkyrie. Snortipoopus Cuber. How are you doing, buddy? Keely Chow, Roll Tide, Keely, Roll Tide, Larry, good morning, Larry. Leia Rose, good morning, Leia Rose. Pat S., how are you doing? Dark Side, Doug, good morning. Mark the infinitely tired, our Bash brother from the South is here. Good morning, Andrew, 46 and 2. Good morning, Punk Waddle. Good morning, DJ Ronnie G. How are you doing, DJ? Good morning, Dave G. Sound, Daryl the Derelict. Good morning to Psychodorf 9. How are you doing, brother? Good morning, everyone. Mexican Iron Man. Good morning, Andy. I'm still in bed and can't move. No shit. No shit. What did you do to yourself, Mexican Iron Man? What did you do? Asaj Melody. Good morning. Archer Colin. Good morning, Colin. Good morning to all of you. I've got a couple of things that I want to go over before Lorena gets here. Lorena should be here in about 30 minutes. So I've got a couple of things I want to talk about before she gets here. The show will go long today. First off, though, I want to give a happy birthday to Jedi Bill 797. Happy birthday, Bill. Guys, Bill is like 2 or 3 subs away from 400. Jedi Bill 797. He is 2 or 3 subs away from 400. It's his birthday today. Little shout out for Jedi Bill. Hopefully we can get him to 400 today. It is his birthday. Happy birthday, Bill. Kesha Queen, good morning. Good morning, Kesha Queen. How are you doing this morning? Good morning, Andy Masterson. Good morning, Andy. How is everybody doing? Hopefully, we can get Bill to 400 today. He is just 2 or 3 subs away. Happy birthday, Bill. I hope you have a great one. All right. So, yesterday, guys, as a follow up to yesterday, YouTube looked at Golgo 13's account and decided that he is not in violation of YouTube's terms of service. He was not running a spam or scam or deceptive practice in any way, shape, or form. And they have restored his account. They have restored Golgo 13's account. He can get back to doing anime reviews. I am so proud of all of you. Thank you so very much, guys. thank you so very much for fighting the good fight with us here in Valhalla. Thank you so very much for your tweets. Thank you so very much for the retweets, for the support. Guys, I never asked for that, but thank you. After what happened to Ords, guys, I didn't think this was possible. I thought they're just going to they're just gonna keep it the way it is. They're not gonna listen to anybody. But they listened. Thank you. And that's all because of you. That is all because of you guys. You guys led the charge. You fought the good fight. You sent that message. It wasn't me, Pat. It was all of you. It was all of you. All of you made the difference. I asked yesterday, please retweet, get the word out, hit at Team YouTube on Twitter, get them to listen, and you guys did that. All of you did that yesterday. Thank you. Thank you so very much, because there are so many people that they don't listen to. When everything happened with the words, they just didn't listen. They looked at it. They knew it was messed up. They knew it was wrong. They knew Ords didn't do anything wrong, but they took it from him anyway. They took it from him anyway. It is because of each and every one of you. Each and every one of you that retweeted, that got the word out, that said something. That is all you guys. So thank you. Seriously, that is a huge thank you from me, guys. You guys did that. You guys did that. Thank you. And I know Golgo 13 appreciates it. All the guy wants to do is review anime, to talk about good anime, to talk about bad anime, just to talk about anime. That's all the guy wants to do. And they wouldn't let him come back. They wouldn't let him create a new account. Now his account's been restored. Everything's set right. And that is all because of you. Thank you, Valhalla. Seriously, that is all because of you guys. I cannot say that enough. I know I've said it like 8-10 times already. But seriously, guys, pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a thank you, because I'm giving you a thank you. Congratulations, guys. Seriously, that was beautiful. That was absolutely freaking beautiful. When he said he got his account back, he was just overjoyed. He was absolutely positively overjoyed. He was jumping up and down like a kid in a candy store, and I can understand why. He's worked he's put 6 weeks into this, and he's got a show, he's got a schedule, he's got dedicated time, and he loves what he gets to do. And I understand that completely, because I love what I get to do, and that's because of all of you. All of you guys out there, all of you, all the wonderful, wonderful women that have come on Women of the Fandom, the awesome support I have here in Valhalla, Purple Valkyrie, Mark, Chris Persia, Mexican Iron Man, all of you guys, This is why I keep doing this, and I'm here every single morning, Monday through Friday, because of all of you. So thank you. One other thing I wanted to talk about was going to see Transformers the movie last night in theaters. They had a couple of funny little shorts at the beginning where they had like Transformer cast members doing like stupid off the wall stuff, like they were gonna kill off Jazz, and he's like, no, wait, I can sing. What do you mean you can sing? Hold on. And he pulls out a guitar and he's like, you got the touch, dun 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 dun, you got the power. And it was Stan Bush doing the voice of Jazz. It was pretty funny. It was like little shorts like that I thought were funny. And then the movie started, and I tell you what, as soon as that, it was like a freight train through that movie. And at the end, the credits started to roll, and I started clapping. I don't know why, but I started clapping, and then the rest of the theater started clapping. And I was like, you know what? Hell yeah. The 35th anniversary of Transformers the movie. You gotta clap. $9.99 super chat from Mexican Iron Man. Dang, so that Twitter retweeting works. Good job, boss. Good job, Valhalla. Now I feel like we accomplished something. Goodness prevails in fandom. Lesson learned is don't mess with us. Damn straight. We are so much more when we are together. We are so much more when we stand together than when we stand apart. And thank you for that $9.99 super chat. Mexican Iron Man. Skull, brother.
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
And Shockwave, dare to be stupid, dare to be stupid. What did I say? That's right. That's right. That soundtrack is absolutely insane in Transformers the movie. I absolutely love it. And yeah, I'm nostalgia. It's nostalgia. It's definitely nostalgia. Sitting there 35 years ago, watching that movie. Optimus Prime gets killed, and people were literally dragging their children out of the theaters crying. They were crying, they were weeping. You know, parents were hauling their kids out, and my dad looked at me and was like, "Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "No, I want to see what happens." And right after that, Starscream was killed, and I was like, "Yeah, Galvatron, heck yeah, Galvatron." I Coronation Starscream. That is bad comedy. Megatron, is that you? Here's a hint. And oh man, you want to talk about a badass. And Leonard Nimoy coming in to do the voice of Galvatron. Yes. I remember when the credits rolled and my dad going, "Oh wow." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "Leonard Nimoy was that bad one." And I was like, "Spock?" And he goes, "Yeah, Spock was the bad guy." And I was like, "Oh wow, that's cool." Spock was Galvatron. Okay. Because I didn't know, I didn't really know that much. I didn't know that many people's names back in the day. So it wasn't like, little 7-year-old Loki liked, actors and actresses' real names. I had no idea. But if he told me Spock, I know who Spock is. So absolutely kick-ass movie. And getting to see it in the theater, again, 35 years later is just crazy. Ultra Magnus died. Ultra Magnus got blown up. I think he died. So, and then they put him back together. Orson Welles as Unicron. Welcome, Megatron. Yes. Witness its dismemberment. No! Yes. Yes, we are going longer today. I go into work later, so it's Irish coffee for me this morning. Yes, we are waiting on Reina Creole. She will be here in probably about 15, 16 minutes, somewhere around that. And we're going to have a talk this morning. She had a meeting this morning, and I was like, you know what? We'll just go longer. We don't ever go longer. So we'll go longer. And yeah, Ultra Magnus was voiced by the host of Unsolved Mysteries. That's absolutely right. He wasn't in the series, but he was in the movie. It's funny they got such a wonderful cast of characters to do. They got a wonderful cast to do the audio acting, but they couldn't keep them. I don't know why they didn't think of that. They couldn't keep them. Leonard Nimoy brought the heat. Judd Nelson playing Hot Rod and didn't want one turkey pot pie. It's amazing. I know. It's absolutely amazing. Bob Evans. There's a good Bob Evans in Branson, Missouri. If anybody's ever out to Branson, there's a good Bob Evans in Branson, Missouri. I liked it anyway. Pancakes and French toast, and their sausage kicks ass. I absolutely love their sausage. So happy that you got to see a film you love back on the big screen. 35 years later, Purple Valkyrie. 35 years later. 35th anniversary. They had an ad for the 4K that's going to be out this year. I have got the DVD from the 25th anniversary, the Blu-ray from the 30th. I will most likely get the 4K this year. So when Loki hits payday, Loki's gonna pre-order the 4K edition of the 35th anniversary. That way I've got the DVD, I've got the Blu-ray, and then I've got the 4K, and maybe one day they'll come out with something even better and I'll get that. Flyby Starbucks run. Yes, brightest day with a $1.99 super chat and request a Flyby Starbucks run. You guys keep the fires of Valhalla burning bright. Skol! I screwed that up because there's an R where there's a T, where there's supposed to be a T. So Loki's got to fix that. Archer Con, Loki, talking of cancellation, one of the channels I sometimes watch has actually had a government petition raised to have it removed. Really? Really, brother? That's insane. And good morning, Brian. Speaker of the dead. Brian, I see you there, brother. How absolutely wonderful to have you here this morning. Good morning, brother. Our Avalon Starbuck. Yeah. Day Bob, I have a feeling that older movies may out-earn a lot of the new movies. That theater was packed. There wasn't an empty seat in the house. That theater was packed. There wasn't an empty seat in the house. Can you imagine that? 35th anniversary. They only had it on one time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. At like there I think there was a theater across town, but only one near me. It was a big one. It was a really big one. Shockwave, I love the shorts before the movie. Jazz, bargaining not to be discontinued. Yes. Yes. Okay, Shockwave knows. Yes. Absolutely. Discontinue. Please, don't discontinue me. Don't I can sing. Oh, man. At the Alamo where I used to live, they would have like throwback Thursdays or some shit. And they would have like 2 old movies playing all day. Purple. So there are theaters that do that. There absolutely are theaters that do that. I saw Princess Bride and Alien like that. People are craving good entertainment. They want good entertainment. They need good entertainment. And to go back and watch a movie you saw, 35 years ago in the theater. I've seen Transformers, the movie, at least 100 times since then. So it's not like it's been forever since I saw it. We watched it this year, I believe, for one of the movie watch parties. We hung out and watched it. It was a crazy watch party. Shockwave, for the 30th run, they had to keep adding, showing as they kept selling out. Really? It's crazy. It's crazy. And people say that movie's junk. People say that movie was horrible. People said that was a giant failure. Louis Sparrow, I'd love to see Princess Bride in the cinema. It's wonderful. No matter how many times you see a movie like that, it's magic each time you watch it, especially if you get to see it in the theater again. What movies, guys, everybody out there listening this morning, all 42 of you, and thank you all so much for being here. Thank you. What would you guys like to see in the cinema? What would you guys like to see in the movies again? I will highlight them. Just let us know what you would like to see again. Throw it in. Dave Bob, Star Wars. Star Wars. Dave Bob wants to see Star Wars. And yeah, you can request movies now. You can have private viewings. Blazing Saddles. Psycho Dwarf 9, they'll never let you do that. Jurassic Park. Purple Valkyrie. Mark Damsling tired. Seeing Raiders of the Lost Ark on the big screen for the first time because I missed it as a kid last year was awesome. I would love to see Raiders in the theater. OG Blade Runner. The original theatrical version, Brightest Day, or the final cut? The original theatrical version or the final cut? 2001, Larry. Daryl the Derelict, Star Wars. And I hope nobody out there is asking, but which episode? No, he just wants to see Star Wars. Wrath of Khan. Yeah. Too many damn good movies, Loki. Jurassic Park and T2 Judgment Day. Zeropium. Young Guns. Dark Side Doug. The Goonies. Golgo 13. And good morning, Golgo 13. How are you doing, brother? Young Frankenstein. Dave Bob. Young Frankenstein. Final Cut. Psychodorf 9. Final Cut. All right. Saving Private Ryan or Alien. Predator, Windology, Aliens. Yeah, I've got to see Aliens. I would love to see the director's cut of Aliens. Batman 89. I saw that too. The Crow. Holy shit. You know how many times I went and saw The Crow in theater? I went and saw The Crow in theater like 20 something times. I took everyone I knew over and over and over again to see that movie. I took everybody I knew to see that movie. Star Wars and The Matrix. The Matrix would be a good one. The original Matrix. I don't want to see the shit after that. But yes, the original Matrix. Final Cut, Brightest Day. Magnificent Seven. I like Brightest Day and Psychodorf. I like both versions. I'm weird like that. I don't know. I might want to see the original version. Top Gun or most of the 007 movies. A Dega Outlaw. I would love to see Top Gun again. Absolutely. Clockwork Orange, Larry, Arwen Avalon, all of the above. Can I get a special skull? The creator of Golgo thing passed away. Oh, really? Really? Well, yeah, I think I've got the perfect one. Skull! The Last Starfighter, Daryl the Derelict, absolutely. Shockwave, Forbidden Planet, excellent. Big Trouble in Little China, yeah. RoboCop, absolutely. Smokey and the Bandit and Any Which Way But Loose. Any Which Way But Loose, now, any which way but loose. Dave Bob, The Lost Boys. Conan, dun 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 dun. The director's cut of Stargate. I'm right there with you, good money. I would love to see Stargate again. That's one of those that I went over and over again just for the gate transition between planet to planet. That was so good. Speaker for the Dead with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Speaker. I would pay a lot to start seeing old remastered films in the theater again. Star Trek the Motion Picture and Zorro the Gay Blade. Very, very funny. Thank you so very much, Speaker. I would love to see the motion picture in theater again. You guys keep the fires of Valhalla burning bright. Skull! The Outlaw, Psychodorf 9 says The Outlaw, Josie Vales, SRB, Unforgiven, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Heck yeah, that is absolutely crazy. Star Trek 5. You want to see Star Trek 5? I don't know anybody who wants to see Star Trek 5 in theater again, but okay, Star Trek 5. Stargate, yeah. Stargate, Daniel Jackson, can you get the gate to work or not? I can't. You didn't say anything about finding anything. Yes. Forbidden Planet. So many people want to see Forbidden Planet. I would love, yes, absolutely. You're not going to get a theater showing Forbidden Planet. It's just one of those things you're not going to get. So yes, getting to see that again. War of the Worlds, 1953. Yes, absolutely. Demolition Man. What seems to be your boggle, citizen? My boggle? How much do you weigh? Yes, Luis, Demolition Man. They called him the Demolition Man. Dean Krantz with a $5 super chat. Good morning, Dean. Good morning, all. My dad fought in Europe during World War II. I would really like to see The Longest Day in theaters. I would love to see that. And thank you so much. Thank you, Dad, for his service. Dean Krantz. Thank you, brother. Lost Boys and The Crow would be good. I never got to see them in theaters either. Absolutely. And let me give you something, brother, for being here. Thank you. I don't know why I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now. Skull!
Spartans! What is your profession?
Absolutely, positively. And Borg, Tombstone. Borg says Tombstone. Absolutely. Gotta love the ERPs. Yeah, anything with the ERPs in it. Anything with Doc Holliday. Absolutely. What else do we got? A war movie that isn't mentioned much. Run Silent, Run Deep. And Das Boot, Trinoculus P. So the sub-movies never get enough love. They absolutely positively do not. U571. The sub-movies never get enough love. The Black Hole. An old Disney movie that does not get enough love. Right now on my shelf, I've got Vincent, Bob, and Maximilian sitting there in their boxes that I have not unboxed them in. Andrew 46 and 2. I'm your Huckleberry. Why, that's just my game. Logan's Run. Daryl the Dare, Logan's Run. Dirty Dozen. Psychodorb 9, brother. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Hunt for Red October. Caterpillar Drive. The Caterpillar Drive. It's got a Caterpillar Drive. New Paruski. Nimnoga. Yes, absolutely. The Hunt for Red October. American Pie. No one ever mentions American Pie. I don't know if it's old enough. But heck yeah, I'll go see it. I like the what was it, Reunion? I really like that. So, The Matrix, The Omen, Austin Powers, Lawrence of Arabia. If you've got 5 hours to spare, absolutely badass. Lawrence of Arabia. Midway. Yes, absolutely. Highlander. Yes. Happy Halloween, ladies. Sherry, Full Metal Jacket was badass. Good morning, Sherry. Wolverines, Red Dawn. Wolverines. Yes. Man, yes. With Patrick Swayze, I'm in. I am in. The Phantom Menace. Yes, absolutely. The Phantom Menace. Would love to see the Rankin Bass Hobbit. Oh, yes. Arwen Avalon. There and Back Again. A Hobbit's Tale by Bilbo Baggins. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you've waited patiently. And I would like to bring in the one, the only, Reina Creole. Good morning, Reina.
Good morning. Good morning, Loki, and good morning, Valhalla family. I have missed you all so very much. Corporate America has decided to suck me in big time. So it's really, I'm like, oh God, this cuts into me dropping it on the Valhalla streams. But I'm so glad to be here. It has been way too long. How are you, my dear?
I am well. I am doing well. I'm so happy to hear you are doing well, even though corporate America's just got a stranglehold on you in the morning. I'm like, you're messing with our Reina Creole. But I've been keeping up with you. I've been watching your channel. I know I don't talk much because I'm usually working while I'm listening to you. But I've been watching. You're on Babe the Menace too. So
Yeah, Babe the Menace. That has, oh my gosh, it used to be just once a month. And frankly, we all just love hanging around each other, like Mary and Mandy and OG and Eris, and we just love hanging around with each other so much that it's just like, you know what? Why is it we're only doing, this once a month, and then, the anime stream on my channel once a month, and it's just like, I miss you guys. Can't we hang out more? Yeah. So let's just rotate the Babe the Menace around. So yeah, so now that is, every week. And oh my God, I love it. It is so much fun. And I'm so glad we're doing it.
Heck yeah. I miss doing I had something similar. We were doing the comic book roundtable every Tuesday. I miss
Mhm.
hanging out with Steven. I miss hanging out with Clobberin and 24. And it's such a logistical headache that it's like that those Tuesday nights were just killing me. It was absolutely insane. But I miss my boys. I miss hanging out with all my boys. So I know
Yeah.
what you mean. I know what you mean. Hopefully we'll come back and do a DC fandom event. We're gonna come back and do that DC fandom event this year. So October's almost here. Holy shit! What
I
happened to September?
know. September was here and then poof, it went away.
So
Went away just that quickly.
you moved since the last time you were on here. You completed a move.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I moved from the People's Republic of Pennsylvania. Well, they're still fighting. I mean, it's a state that's literally in a civil war with itself, that I would say. And hopefully folks can keep on fighting. But myself, I'm like, I'm done. I want to be out. I want my freedoms. I want to go to a state where a governor is hell bent on preserving those freedoms. So I moved back to Florida where my relatives are from. So I'm back here and oh my God, I'm loving it. I'm so loving it.
And just recently, I moved back to Houston. Absolute insanity. Leaving Missouri. We weren't having anything like that in Missouri, but as far as all the logistics went, this was a better idea. This
I
is a
hear
better
you.
move.
I hear you.
So, what have you been up to? This is obviously about you. Women of the Fandom Wednesday. This is all about you. What have you been up to? What have
Oh
you been
my
doing?
gosh. You know what? I'm so used to having a talk show, talking to other people. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of weird talking up by myself. I see all you guys in the chat. I see you. Thank you so much. Love you all. I see all the wonderful, wonderful welcome messages and all these familiar names. I'm like, oh my gosh, I so miss you guys. My channel has like flipping exploded. I remember, I mean, Valhalla, you guys have a special place in my heart because when I had like maybe 400 subs, I think, or was trying to get the 400 subs, that you guys helped me get there.
I think you were like 20 away or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
something like that. And getting into YouTube is something I got peer pressured into doing. I'm just like, who the heck wants to see me talking on a YouTube channel? And I didn't really take it too seriously. It was just kind of fun, like yeah, sure, I'll get to 500 in like 3 weeks, and then blew past that. And then people kept making predictions and bets, and I'm just like, no, you're joking. They're like, no, you'll get to 1,000, by I think I started my channel in May, and they were like, yeah, you'll get to 1,000 by I think they said like by August or something. And I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, sure, right. Yeah, we did wind up hitting that
Yes, you did.
hitting that in August. And I'm like, holy crap, they got monetized after that. And I was like, okay, I guess I really have to start taking this a little bit more seriously, since now there's monetization involved, and and it seems to be like something that's gonna stick. So of course I started out with the lunch table show, which you were my first guest on.
Oh yes, the
Mhm.
fandom menaces lunch table. Yes.
Yes,
The
yes.
official, it was, what did I call it? The official lunch table of the Fandom Menace.
Yes, you did, and that's been going strong for, like, over a year. Because I think that was the second show that I came up with. Because at first I had the Welcome to Florida show, which I didn't think anybody would flip and be interested in at all, and it's just gotten crazier every week, and, my Florida relatives are like, "Great, you've made, Palaca famous." Palaca, Florida, literally, for people who don't know, it is, I wanna say, your stereotypical out of the way in the boonies Florida town, where people really don't have fences and chickens and everything roam yards and there's cattle everywhere and there's feed stores and the town is like, well, they used to have one stoplight years ago. Now I think they have three. And the
I
you know
know
what
a
I'm
couple
talking
of
about,
towns.
right?
I know a couple of towns like that in Texas. Yes.
Oh, and it's
Yeah.
just, there's like it's like the feed store. The Walmart is now the town, the town square, the dog park, the walking track. So they have that. And the AT&T store used to be in one half of a double wide trailer, but now it's moved into a strip mall. So it's moving up. But it's this podunk town that hardly anybody knows about, and now my family thinks it's hilarious that their little town now people, like, worldwide know about this, little tiny, town in Florida, and just how much Florida has in common with Queensland, Australia. That's the latest, twist to everything. Because apparently Florida is known as the Sunshine State. Queensland, Australia is also known as the Sunshine State. Yes, small town Florida. So people are used to knowing Florida as, like, just theme parks, because that's mostly, what you see. And I'm like, yeah, the theme parks were there, but my experience with the state goes back from that, like, before theme parks started, there were little tourist traps around, and my mother's side of the family, which is where most of, where the Florida people are from, they've been there since, like, 1565.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know that, that particular history, of the state. So it's kind of fun to, like, mix, my family's history with, the crazy stuff with the state of Florida. Plus, we just had, like, a Florida bingo game, which we're gonna have to do again in a couple of months. It was just insane.
Last time I was there was 2004. And I remember everyone being so nice. Now, of course, I wasn't at like Miami or anything. We were at Disney. We were in Orlando, and everybody was so nice and everybody was so chill. And I went out to get a pack of orange Mountain Dew because I found orange Mountain Dew and I'd never seen orange Mountain Dew before. But my God, Florida, of course, the orange, it's got oranges.
Right.
They've got orange Mountain Dew. And I get out of my car and there's this little like hoopty car pulls up next to me, radio blaring, boombox in the back, shaking all the windows. And this little white kid gets out and he's like, "What up, homie?" And I was like, "What in the hell? What in the hell is this?" But everybody was so nice, and it was like the only person that was like a dick was this little white kid that had a hoopty car and a
Okay.
boombox.
Oh God. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh
I
shit.
know exactly. Oh man, I do. It's when I would go visit my relatives and, like, with my cousins, because they lived, like, all the way out in the, in the boonies, and we're just like, they're like, "Oh, we have a mall. Oh, really? Okay, you guys have a mall," because, we're like, Yankees, down to visiting. What do we know? And they take us, and it's just like this strip mall. I mean, there's like a mall, but it's like one of those malls that time forgot, like it was built in the 70s and no one
Yes.
did anything else, with it anymore. And it was just the weirdest experience. Yeah, hoopties, hey, you can buy rims and you can, like, I had a cousin, he put his rims for his car on layaway.
Yes.
True freaking story.
Oh my God, yes.
True
Okay.
story. Oh my gosh, Florida is just one of those crazy places, and it just seems like people just never tire of seeing the crazy that comes out of there. So I love doing that show. Culture Casino is on there as my co-host. Fat Stevens also there, as my co-host. We have a couple drop-ins like last week. The only other, I want to say, two people who know about Palatka, Florida, and that's Dad Man Walking. So he was on the show last week.
There's a mall in Branson, Missouri called Tanger Outlet. And if you ever go to Branson, you got to go to this mall, because when you get out of your car, it's an outside mall, but it's like a massive outside mall, and all the people going from store to store move in herds. So the first time I saw it, I got out of my car and I was like, they do move in herds. Da na 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 na. They really do move in herds. Mexican Iron Man with a $9.99 super chat. Be still my Creole iron thong heart. Okay, it's time for Purple and Lorena to fire over me. No, you take him. No, I don't want him. You take him. Aw, poor Mexican Iron Man.
Oh, Mike, I love Mexican Iron Man. I know. I remember I was doing a stream from because on Saturday mornings, since I moved down here, I've been streaming from one of the theme parks. So I was actually at the Magic Kingdom. I want to say I think it was two Saturdays ago. I was at the Magic Kingdom and I was streaming live. So we were in the Haunted Mansion. Of course, Mexican Iron Man sends me a super chat. Hey, get scared, you can hang on to me. I'm like, okay, thank you. I love Mike. Oh man,
Who doesn't love Mexican Iron Man? Our lovable lug Mexican Iron Man.
absolutely. Thank you. That super chat.
Punk Waddle says, Loki, those Tanger outlets are scattered around. I haven't seen people herd themselves around though. Yeah. They do.
They have one near St. Augustine. So
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know that was. I just thought that was just there, and then I said something, and someone was like, "Oh yeah, I know about a Tanger outlet. There's a Tanger outlet here too, huh?"
Yeah, there's two. There's the premium outlet, which is the shishi fufu. They call them outlets, but there's nothing outlet about the prices, that they have there.
Yeah.
It's just the premium stores, and then they have the Tanger outlets. Which have like this stuff like the funnel cake stands and just like the street food.
Yes.
And it's yeah. So I've seen the behavior that you speak of. I've been in one of those many a times to descend into the wannabe Payless shoe store and just grabbing stuff.
And they do move in herds. The Nike outlet, yes. I used to always get my shoes there until they did that thing. I don't remember what the hell they did, and I like swore off Nike. I was like, I'm never buying another fucking pair of Nikes again. Went and bought a pair of Under Armour, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get a pair of Nikes. God, I hate Under Armour.
Man, but yeah, let's see. This was the Florida show. Then started the lunch table show. Oh, hey, Ginger Ninja.
Ginger Ninja with a 500 yen super chat says, all hail Stone Loki and the fabulous, gorgeous, lovely, love Reina Creole and the chat. Much love to you all.
You have me blushing. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Ginger Ninja. He's been in my my chats a lot too. I so appreciate you, man.
Well, you're wonderful. You're wonderful. You're absolutely wonderful. I don't know anybody else. No offense to anybody, but I don't know anybody else that's as warm and as welcoming as you are. Whether you are on a show, whether you are having someone guest on your show, you're always absolutely warm and welcoming.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I so do appreciate it. I think a lot of it has to do with I call it the Southern hospitality thing because it kind of is like that. It's like when people come over to your house, you do want them to feel welcome. You do want them, to feel comfortable. And I know for me, I was extremely nervous being on this platform because for the longest time, no one saw my face. I mean, I don't have my face on now because I work from home and I have no makeup on in the morning and nobody's seeing that. Um, but it's just one of those things. I was nervous about being on. And if I'm nervous, like in corporate America, I do a lot of presentations. Usually, if they want to throw somebody up there, to do presentations, I'm the one that they put up there usually to do it. You would think, okay, if you do that in corporate America, you should be able to do this on YouTube. Not necessarily. I mean, if I go back to my first video, which I keep up, because it kind of keeps me humble in a way of what I looked like when I first
Yes.
started to do this thing, then it's just like if I'm nervous, I can't imagine how some other people, might feel. So I really, and thank you for those kind words. I really do try to go out of my way to make people feel comfortable. I'm just like, you don't have to show your face, don't worry about that. Don't worry about being super talkative. I'll ask the questions, what subjects are you comfortable with? Which subjects are you like, no, I don't necessarily, want to talk about. I'm not going to ask you gotcha questions. I do, want you to feel comfortable because I want people to be able to relate to you, you know.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Deadpool movies?
Yes.
Do you remember at the end of the second one when he sits down to read the Green Lantern script and he's like, "Oh my god, yes!" Right? That was me the first time I ever guested on a live stream. I was gonna guest over on Doomcock's stream, and that was me sitting down. I'm like, okay, I got like a list of jokes ready. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, I'm here. I can't believe it. Ha 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 ha. Right? And then Abu Nas went on ahead of me. And he's like, "Yo, what's up, Fandom Menace? Let me break it down." Oh, and he does this whole rap, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm not ready. Oh my god, what am I gonna do?" Right? And I just
Oh,
threw the script out. I threw the jokes away, and Dee brought me up. And I was like, "You threw me under the damn bus, you fuck." And he's like, "What, Loki? What do you mean?" And I'm like, "You threw me under the bus. You bring Abunas on before me." And he's like, "Yo, what's up, Fandom
man.
Menace? Let me break it down for you. Oh, let's do a rap right now." And I'm like, "Oh my god, what am I gonna do? I'm so not ready." And I remember the first live stream I did. I multiple times I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm sweating. I'm sweating through my shirt, everyone. I feel like I jumped headfirst into a pool and I didn't check to see how much water was in it. I'm a dumbass." And it's just, you get so nervous, and then one day you're just not. You're like, "Hey, what's up, everybody?" And yeah, Phila Booty. And you're like, "I'm here, I'm ready. Let's kick some ass and blow some shit up." And
That is so true because oh my gosh, I'm trying to, yeah, I remember exactly when that moment happens because I'm like futzing around on my channel, like, oh, do live stream here, okay, I think this is what I'm gonna talk about. I think, am I doing okay? Make sure, all right, make sure I don't have the mute button on, which I still do. Yesterday I did that freaking mute button on. I've kicked myself out of my own streams like Gary. So whenever I think I screw up really bad, I just remember Gary has kicked himself out of his streams repeatedly during Friday Night Tight. So
yes.
so I don't feel so yes, I don't feel so bad. But I remember yeah, Mary Mayhem was like, you know what? Are you interested in coming on Toxic Femme? And I'm like, that really big show. I'm not gonna tell Mary no. So I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm flattered you guys want me on. Okay, cool. So I swear to God, I was like a deer in the headlights, right? And I wasn't showing my face at the time. So I get there and they're like, okay, we're getting ready to start the show. We start the show. Now I was at the time used to doing streams with like maybe 15 people, maybe 20 people, at the max, hanging out on a couple of my friends' streams where there wasn't like, a whole lot of people on. And, they start the show, and I made the mistake of bringing up the YouTube screen, and I look, and there were like 900 people watching, and I wanted a paper bag over my face. Like, I'm like, oh my God, what? There's way too many people. I had to close that screen and just focus me. It doesn't bother
Yeah.
me now, but at that time, I was just like, oh my God, there's like all these flipping people, and what if I screw up? But it's like the chemistry at the time, I mean, God bless us, like Mary and OG, and Candace were on there at the time. They all made me feel so comfortable and so welcome. It's like we all clicked.
Yeah.
And after that, now it's second nature. Like, so now I'm like running around 10 minutes before live stream, like, yeah, okay, yep, do this. Okay, yeah, let's freaking do this.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a very similar story with Echo Base. Echo Base, they were rolling around the same numbers that we're at. And then they did that Star Wars video with Mark Hamill, and they exploded overnight. It was like, 10,000, 15,000. And that first live stream they did after that, I was backstage, and Coach was like, Loki, what do we do? We got like 500 people in the chat. What do we do? And I'm like, you do what you do with the same shit you do that got you here. And he's like, what? And I said, dude, what got you here? And he's like, well, I don't know, Loki. And I said, be you. You are what got you here. Being you is what got you here. Just be you, and everything will be fine. And he goes, yeah, we got this. Okay. And he went out and did it, and they did fine. It's just, there's no difference between having, 50 people and 500 people in your chat. You just do the exact same thing you've always done. It might be harder to keep track of side chat and super chats and stuff, but besides that, it's the same show. You're doing the same show. Be you. That's what got you to the game. That's what got you to the game in the first place, is being you. So just keep being you. Keep being the way you've always been. Don't change just because you have 500 people in your chat.
Yeah, it's go ahead. I see you said here.
Snowdub live with a $2 super chat. Thank you so very much, brother.
Hey,
he says,
Snowdub.
"Skull and tuck and roll." Yes, absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
I just remember when I first started doing this, because I have to give a lot of props to Tom Connors and Gary from Nerdrotic. Those, I want to say, I always joke and I always say that like Gary is like, my YouTube godfather, but he pretty much said the same thing that you did. It's just like, be yourself. What you have out there is what people, are like drawn to. Because I remember, I think on one of his nooner shows, I think it was, where either Eris was in the chat, or he brought that up, or something that I was talking about, and it's like, I was watching a stream, with Eris. I was like, wait, what? You actually watch my stuff?
Yeah.
You actually watch my stuff? And Eris is like, oh my God, he actually said he watched your stuff. And he said, yeah, but it's like I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, right, okay, just be myself, right? But it's amazing how much people are drawn to people being your authentic self, whether you're talking for 5 minutes and you had the mute button on, or, if you're streaming and, your cat decides, hey, I'm going to jump up on your screen, or, I'm going to run around like I'm crazy or something like that. It's, or if you wind up sneezing in the middle of trying to be serious or something, or something like that, or my favorite, if I'm streaming and I'll have relatives that'll flip and call me, just being you, just being authentic, and, and just being relatable.
Yeah. And I had a similar story. By the way, we missed you in Vegas. I wish you would have been out. I would love to meet you.
Oh, I wish I had. It's like, you know what? If it hadn't have cost me so much, because I had to move so quickly.
I know.
Things just like boom, 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 just like crazy fell into place, and I just had to like roll out really fast. I really want to go to Vegas. I'm like watching all this stuff, and I'm just like, look at all these people having fun in Vegas, and I want to go to Vegas and go, shoot guns and stuff. And I want to go. I want to go. So I'm planning to definitely attend the next one. It was
Yeah,
you guys look like you guys were having so much fun, and I
we
so
did.
wish that I could have been there.
But Gary did the exact same thing to me. We were outside. We were all outside of the Fandom bar, and we were just talking. And I think I was talking to Nick. I'm not 100% sure, but I was talking to somebody, and I hear, you want to know who's humble? This guy is humble. And I turn my head, and Gary's pointing at me, and I'm like, oh my god! And he's like, this guy was talking about, I think he said Lord of the Rings or something one morning, and this and that. And I'll tell you what, this guy is humble. And I'm just like, oh my God, he watches my channel. And he goes, I watch everybody's channel. I might have to watch it on a higher speed or something. I don't remember exactly what he said, but that I was just like, holy shit, he watches my channel. He knows because he brought something very specific up.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I was talking about that. So, I mean, it's like, holy shit, you want to talk about who's humble? Gary's humble. You want to talk about humble? Gary's humble.
He really is, because he gave me a shout out twice on Friday Night Tights, and both times I missed it because I was totally asleep, and I woke up and my phone was like blowing up, my DMs were blowing up, and they're just like, oh my God, Gary gave you a shout out, because he gave me one shout out and I didn't quite get to 1,000 because he did it like near the end. And he was like, I'll give you another shout out. You have to do that. He didn't do it the next week after that. I'm like, oh, he's busy. I'm not too worried about it. Then he went and did give me the second shout out, and that pushed me like, over 1,000. But I remember someone telling me, yeah, on Friday Night Tights, Gary brought your name about something. And I'm like, well, what is it? And we were talking, I guess he was talking about what Disney was doing with the retheme of Splash Mountain. So for some people who do not know, Disney has decided in their infinite wisdom to update Splash Mountain with another IP, which is The Princess and the Frog. Now, that in itself was not the issue. The issue was Disney virtue signaling pretty much, and through, the other pixie dust huffers who believe this, that somehow the Splash Mountain ride was racist because it was based on Song of the South. And I said, let me get this straight. Okay, so the Burr Rabbit stories, which are based on Black American folktales, which are based on African folktales, which were told throughout the South, throughout the Caribbean. My grandmother told me those stories. My grandmother told my father those stories, one of them which got him into trouble, at school. So it's like, you mean to tell me that particular heritage of mine is racist? I said, I'll tell you what I see. I see Disney erasing authentic Black American heritage in order to use their, title it with their IP and then claim that they're great people for doing this.
Yep.
And I said, that's disingenuous as hell. Well, apparently Gary had brought that point up, and I'm like, what, he did? He did? He watched the stream. He watched the stream, that I did. But like you were saying, it was something very, very specific.
Yes.
So I was just, blown away by that. Oh, but to kind of catch up to the other stuff. So the lunch table show, we were getting booked out so far out, like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. They were telling people 8 weeks to get on the show. So that's when we decided to start doing the after school specials, which was kind of like on a case by case basis. But then turned out, okay, we're winding up doing this like every Tuesday, at 5. Or Thursday sometimes if I can't get someone, on a Tuesday. So, that exploded. And then it's like, the anime stream once a month because I wanted to get my girls together. A monthly theme park stream that I do with Culture Casino. And Chris Gore was on the last one when we were talking about the differences between Galaxy's Edge and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And that was that's like a once a month stream to kind of just like nerd out about Disney, especially like the old school stuff.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then, of course, culture. And I do so much with culture. I'd say me, culture, and Ord's board are like YouTube cousins. We kind of orbit, around each other. You okay? You need anything? All right, cool. Just let me know. And we're just like all in the same orbit. It's just crazy. So twice a month, Culture and I do a theme park planning stream. It's usually second and fourth Saturdays, like 6 p.m., where we just kind of take questions and answers and, help people plan. And it's just like, okay, if you're going to go to Disney, this is the hustle that goes on. And this is what you can do, to save money and just to ask questions and just hang out with the chat. And the schedule has just blown up. So it's like between the stuff that I do on my channel and also I started a lifestyle channel to kind of do like other stuff and food and things like that. So there's that lifestyle channel that I'm starting to build up, trying to get to 100 subs by the end of the year with that. Also producing for Toxic Femme, and on top of that, producing for the Dark Council.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a funny one that landed in my lap. I'm just like, oh, I just get like this text from Abu Nas, and he's like, "Oh, can I give you a call?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Okay, what's going on?" So he says, "So I hear you're our new producer," because I had been telling these guys for months they needed a producer because I love them to death, but they were freaking hot mess,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all over the place. So Abu Nas says, "Yeah, I hear you're our new producer." I'm like, "What?" Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Drunk says you're our new producer. So I text Jay. I'm like, "Well, when were you going to ask me officially to go and flip and do this thing?" But it's all good. I love doing it. I love helping these guys out, and just they have such an awesome thing going, and I just love supporting them so they can just go farther and and further.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's one of the lovely things. I agree. There are channels that need a shot collar. There are not just a producer, but a shot collar. Like, get your ass in there. Get ready for your live stream. You already running 10 minutes late.
Oh yeah, that's me. The joke now is all right, who's late? Somebody's running late. Somebody's running late. So we're in the back room. They're like, who's not here? That's when I start picking up the phone. And they see as soon as I pick up my phone, they're like, gosh, shoot.
Oh,
Should we
shit.
wait? Should we wait? I'm like, no, go. Well, they're gonna get mad. I'm like, it's okay. I'll take the hit. Yeah, go. We need to start on time. Start on time. People are waiting for. Okay. We go.
Let me get a couple of these real quick. MB Geek Let's Talk with a $5 super chat.
My dear.
Says Reina Creole, you have the look, the voice, and the talent and the attitude. Very happy to see your channel grow. Your nonverbals scream positive.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I so appreciate that. I love hearing that. Thank you.
Dean Krantz with the $10 super chat. La Rihanna, the sanitizing of our past that corporations are doing in the name of woke angers me to no end. Truly enjoy your streams, and you're referencing that. Keep it up.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you so much. Yes. I definitely will, because one of the biggest I want to say one of the biggest irritants, especially I bring up Disney because Disney is such a big part of my family. Like 4 generations of my family have been to the Magic Kingdom. When my mother was living in rural Florida, they had like one television, and the one show that they saw every Sunday in color was Wonderful World of Disney, which was broadcast in color. Now they live in this podunk place in Florida. They've seen commercials on television for Disneyland, and then you find out Walt Disney is going to drop a park in your state, not only in your state, but literally 2 hours from where you live. So that was like a big deal. So many generations of my family have been to Disney. It was fundamental with me growing up just because of just the wonderful things that Imagineering would do. And I actually wanted to be one at one time. But it's changed. It's like they've gone from imagination to, we're just gonna cut and paste, this Six Flags like ride and stick it in here. And
Ugh.
there's no art and and engineering. So when I live stream and I go to a lot of these attractions, I'm recounting things that have stayed the same, things that haven't gone the right way, and the reasons why, I like so many of them because of how they were. And now they're into this whole diversity and inclusion thing, and they think it's a great thing. And then you have, I keep calling them pixie dust hoppers. It's true. Sometimes I do hit the pixie dust, but it's not it's not that bad. Sometimes you gotta, back away from it. And it's like they've gone from things that have, like, for example, the Jungle Cruise. Okay. Everyone knows it's culturally outdated. That's not the point. The point is you get on this ride, you've got a cast member who is crazy with improv. I mean, the jokes, the puns, it's never the same ride twice. And that's why people love it, because it is cheesy. And you have to have a great imagination to come up with, that improv. It's like a time capsule. I like to tell people. And the thing that updates it are, the cast members that you get that are the individual skippers, But that's gone now.
Yeah.
Because they want to be outraged on behalf of people who were never outraged. I never was. People were obviously looking around and saying, yeah, that's kind of outdated now, but the joke's still funny. And now they sanitize it. And
It's funny. It's funny. I don't know what article this was that I was reading, but I was reading an article the other day, and it was it was called something like A Black Man's Journey to the South. And this is a New Yorker. Him and his wife are going to spend the summer and it was this year in the South. And he said, I was kind of worried. I was kind of nervous, but then I got there and everyone treated me like a human being. They didn't treat me like I was black. They didn't treat me like I had a different skin color. They just treated me like a human being. And it was the most glorious feeling I ever had. There was no one there trying to pander to him. There was no one apologizing to him. There was no one doing any of this stuff. He just was treated like a human being. He said, it's the first time anybody treated me like that in 20 years. You're talking about a black man in New York that has to go to the South, be the East Obe and Yahtzee capital of the world to feel like a normal human being. How does that work? How does any of that work? Why is it like that? And there's no reason for it. There's no reason for all this pandering. Like you said, there's no reason for this. Oh, we're gonna be outraged for you. There's absolutely no reason for it whatsoever.
There isn't. And you have people who just want to do anything to prove, oh, we're great. We're great people. Like I would hear people, I mean, especially, in the North, like I had, coolest school friends or whatever. Actually, some of them, they're on Facebook talking about how quote unquote racist the South is. I said, when was the last time you were actually in the South? Mm-hmm. They're like, never. I said, let me tell you, you have no idea what the heck you're talking about. I have felt more at home in the South where people are just treated like people. Yes, of course, there was a history of Jim Crow. That was mostly a social thing. So it got to a point where it's like, you know what, this makes no freaking sense. So they got rid of that. But it wasn't like everyone was walking around hating each other. That's not how that worked. My grandfather, who, he served in World War II in a segregated army, let me tell you, he would tell me stories about how he grew up around towns that had like white and black families. The one thing in common, they were all dirt freaking poor.
Yep.
And everybody helped, everybody else. And I remember my father saying that one time he went to buy a car and the car dealer was just like, you know what, usually I don't really sell cars to black people, but your father is someone who I admire, and I sold him his car. So because of him, I'll sell you one too. And it's just one of those things. It's just people are just people. And I've run into a lot more people will try to talk about and blame the South as like it's all racism in the South. It's like there's plenty of prejudice in the North. as well. And for people who try to say that the United States is racist, you don't want me to get into racism in Latin America, because we can
Yeah.
talk about that too. They don't that doesn't like to get talked about very much, but it's a very true, very thing that goes around. I have cousins that live, in Latin America, and they tell me, there's protections that they don't have there that, that we have here in America. We coexist. I mean, there's, you're always going to have that 20% butthole population, that we hold up as a bad example. But the flip side is it's, people are people and they want to be treated as people, not freaking pander to. But you have a group of people who earn their living that way. One book that I usually recommend to people to read, and it's amazing, which is the Booker T. Washington's autobiography. That was written, not, I believe, during Reconstruction, when he talks about his life when he was a slave. He talks about his life, when he was freed. He talks about his life during Reconstruction. But one of the things that he talks about is that you have a group of people who are going to be invested in the misery of Black people and stoking the division between races. Now, it almost sounds like something that could be written today. But that was written, I believe, in like 1890. No, maybe closer to 1900. But it's very interesting reading. But yeah, you have people who, if there was no money in it, they wouldn't be doing it.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And Stephen Glenn says with $10 super chat, hail to the minions of mischief. Love Reina Creole and Stone Loki. Love Reina.
Hey.
Had my heart at I'll help you dispose of the body.
Wow, I watch way too much true crime.
Purple and the Awesome Wrenches, all the love as well. Like, share. Thank you so very much,
Yes,
Stephen
thank
Glenn.
you.
Larry with the $2 super chat. Loriana Saturday mornings at the parks are great. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm so glad you like that, Larry. Yeah, I don't like getting up that early in the morning, but you know what? I got chores to do, and kind of fun to start it at the parks in the morning where it's not too crazy.
And Brightest Day with $1.99 super chat. I got to meet Brightest Day in Vegas. What a great guy.
Oh, he's awesome. He's awesome.
Rule number 1, don't be a dick. That's right. That's right. Don't be a dick.
Totally right. Oh, amazing how people just, forget that.
That's right. You know what? It's impossible. It's impossible to do this and not meet a few people that let it go to their heads. And that's what you can't do. You can't let it go to your head.
You are so right. I mean, I would hear that. And like I said, back when I was doing this and not really figuring out what I was going to do with it, I didn't pay as much attention to that. But when I got monetized, I started to notice, the folks who let it go to their head, number one. The folks who couldn't be bothered to talk to you before, now all of a sudden want to know what you're doing, what you're up to. It's like they didn't care when no one really paid attention to you. Now all of a sudden you get monetized. Now they want to know all your business.
Yep.
And it's disheartening, but not unexpected, because there's like the 80-20 rule. It's like, you're gonna have most of the people who are just pretty laid back and cool and humble. It's like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel, it's not a big deal, it's out there, I have fun doing it, and that's it. And then you have the people who it's like their whole life in a not a good way. Not a good way. I've seen people stream for hours just to try to get super chats. Not stream for hours because they have a lot to say or there's so much organically going on. Because I've been on streams like that where it's just like, we've been streaming for 4 hours. No, we can go another hour. We can go another hour. Keep going. And it just organically happens. And then the chat gets in on it. And it's just, that energy is, there. But I've seen streams where there's zero energy and their whole persona is wrapped up in doing that, or they let it get to their head so much that they're insulting to
Yeah.
their chat, which I've never, which I've never understood. And it's kind of like, when it gets to that point, don't you think maybe that's a good time to just walk away
Yeah.
and, and wonder if, if this is for you? Because I told somebody, I said, YouTube is fun. It's fun for now. I didn't think I would ever get to this place, but I told someone, I said, don't get it twisted. I have no problems dropping it. If it's just, what, I just need a break. I'm not being my authentic self. I have no problem, leaving it and the algorithm behind for a while.
That's right. And you, believe it or not, that's something that I said. Something I said to your co-host once, Stephen, Fat Stephen. Me and Fat Stephen were having a conversation after the roundtable one night, and he said, "What do I say to this person?" I said, "Stephen, you can't say it." And he, "Why not? Why not? This, and that." And I said, "No, it's something they have to find out on their own. I know you want to say it, and I know you want to say something. I know you want to bring it to their attention, but that's not something you can do. They have to find out on their own, because if you say something, then you're going to be that person. Oh, well, blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And you're just going to piss them off. They have to find out on their own. They have to see that on their own. There's someone that is so wrapped up in the money aspect of this that I absolutely positively love. I love them. I love them. They're a great person. I'd love to talk with them and be around them, but they are entirely wrapped up in the money situation of this. And I can't say anything to them because then I would be that person. They've got to find out on their own. They've got to see that on their own. That's just something they have to see.
They really do. It's one of those things where it kind of has to bite them in the ass. I mean, there's something to be said about, about the school of hard knocks, to learn, to learn it on, on your own. Cause yeah, like you're saying, it's like, you don't want to be, that person. So in a lot of, situations, I kind of like nod my head. Yeah. That's exactly what's going on. But to them, it's just words coming from you. It's not going to be remembered until, they've hit rock bottom, for lack of a better term. Like I've seen people, I'm bringing up Disney and theme parks because that's like an an offshoot. But I've seen, people stream for like 3, 4, 5, and 6, 6 hours. And there really isn't anything going on. And, it's like they're kind of like constantly pushing and, pushing people, pay attention to my stream, share out my stream. It's like, I can understand that the first, hour or so, because my theme park streams, I'm just like hour and a half, I'm done. And it's only longer than that because I'm talking to the chat and they're bringing up stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, we passed that thing. Let me go back. And they're like, go back to that dessert again, and see, and see what it was, or some kind of swag, and see what it was. But it's, it's sad. It's like, it should be, it should be fun. And it really shouldn't be about the money, because you never know when your channel may get nuked from orbit.
That's right.
Then what do you have?
That's right. That happened to Golgo the other day, and luckily enough, we got the attention on it. You know me. I'm never like, hey guys, can you share my stream? And it's not me. It's something I don't do. And to do that yesterday, people knew, okay, Loki's serious. Loki's asking us to be a part of this and to get at Team YouTube and Twitter and to share it out and let people know, because it's important. It's something that's important.
I'm so glad he got his channel back. Oh,
and
my gosh.
He was able to get his channel back. And that's, to me, that's a worthy thing to ask. Hey, can you do this? Chat, because I just don't ever ask. I just get on, I do my thing, and then poof, I'm gone. And that's just me. And there's no problem with that. I'm not saying people shouldn't do that. So please, no one out there take it like, oh, well, Loki hates anybody that, no, because everybody does it all the time. It's just something that when I started, I said, I'm not going to do that. Believe it or not, it's a weird thing. Just because I didn't want to seem like I was up my own ass with it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you do what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
I know for me, if it's in the morning, because I know people aren't up, I'm like, if you just and then mostly to the chat who's on Twitter, because YouTube is so crazy with their alert. Sometimes it doesn't even, go out. So it's kind of like, okay, you can tell them I'm here,
Yeah.
tell them out, and share it out, and do like that. But you do with what you're comfortable with, because it goes back to, with being your authentic self.
And that's what's most important is being yourself, being that authentic self.
Absolutely.
I think that's what we've all that's what all of this is about at the end of the day, is being your authentic self. There are people that do an act. You know what? People ask me all the time, why do you like Boogie? What the hell's up with you and liking Boogie? I like Boogie from like 8 years ago when he would do his Francis skits and all of that. But we know that the Francis thing isn't him. So for all the people out there that put on like an act and like, like I act like a dick, screw you, screw everybody. Okay, that's an act. By all means, act that way. But at the end of the day, they're a real person just like the rest of us. And if you're gonna do an act, that's fine. But be honest about the act, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, if you're gonna do an act, at least, put it out there that that's exactly, what it is. Like you're playing
this is a character.
Exactly. Like this, is a character. Yeah, you're right. Nerdporeal life more. Be nice, be gracious, humble, never let it get to your head. Yeah, because you
Yes.
have some people, like I'm not gonna say exactly who this YouTuber is. But apparently they're big on the theme park streams. I knew who they were, and when I saw them. And obviously, hey, it's kind of like a club. If you're in a theme park and you see somebody with a gimbal, 9 times out of 10, they're a freaking YouTuber, They really are. I've had people where I've been streaming and I've like ended a stream and somebody said, "Hey, I hope you get 1,000 views," I'm like, "Oh, thank you," But yeah, it's just like they just didn't want to like talk, didn't really want to interact. And I've run into a couple of them, it's just like everybody's kind of out here, having fun. I'm not trying to compete with, anybody. So how
No.
hard is it to just, say, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on?" Because I actually got recognized at a theme park by someone who viewed my channel. I'm like, "Oh, real thank you thank you so much for watching."
Heck
And
yeah.
and
Heck
and,
yeah.
and all of that. I was just freaking blown away, actually. It's like, you watch me, really? Thank you.
Someone in Vegas recognized my voice, and I was like, "Holy shit! I know that voice, Loki." I was like, "Oh shit, really, really? Hey, it's me." I'm like, "Oh my god, how are you doing?" But yeah, someone recognized my voice, and I was just like, "No fucking way." It's not the same thing as getting recognized at a theme park, but it blows you away, and
It's
you're
still
so,
the same thing when somebody,
ah.
when somebody recognizes you. It's still kind of like, "What? Who? Me? Are you talking about somebody else? You can't be talking about me, right?"
It's such an honor, and I'm like, no, please, no, we're cool. I'm not. Yeah, we're cool. No, let's just chat. We'll hang out and talk for a little bit. What's going on?
Exactly.
Don't bend
Exactly.
the knee. Don't bend the knee.
No,
Stop,
no,
stop,
no.
stop. No, yeah, it's just like, dude, let's hang out and bullshit. I'm a normal human being, just like the rest of you.
Exactly. And it's funny because eventually with the people that you kind of have like a tight circle with, so to speak, it's just, you just know people, as people. It's kind of like, who they are, kind of like off camera. And it's not like a bad difference, because everyone has their show persona, and then they have, like their off camera,
Yeah,
you know, persona. It's just
I
like when the
am
camera's
a
off,
little
it's
more.
like,
Yeah, I am a little more bombastic on the show than, yeah. You meet me and I'm just like, "Hey, what's up?"
yeah, I
Yeah,
know. It's just
yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
man, it's
There
like,
is a little
"Ah."
theater. There is like 10% theater because you get a little more bombastic and you get louder. And yes, some of the rants when I've been like, "Hellfire and brimstone," some of that is a little extra. Yes, but it's it's me. I do get really upset about all that shit. So
Oh yeah, as
I
you know,
just, yeah.
as you should, but with some of that stuff. But yeah, it's like sometimes I'll be on stream and then the stream's off and I'm just like yawning and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go to bed. And we're all like passing out like, yeah, we gotta go.
Nerporeal Loki was incredibly chill in person. Thank you. And it was great getting to meet you. And Adega, Loki is a puppy off
Oh,
camera. I don't even want to hear it out of you, sir.
hey,
I
Dega.
we went out and we had breakfast and we hung out and we went to this apple orchard. Me and Adega got to hang out and absolutely positively awesome time hanging out with Adega.
Oh
No,
man.
that was awesome. But no, we're all people, and some people forget that. Some people get their own ass about it, and you just let them figure it out. They got to figure it out on their own. They gotta figure it out. Chris Persia, don't even start with me, Chris. Says normal, the prankster of Valhalla, the god of mischief, Loki. Normal, yes.
I know we're all kind of like normal. I think on one stream I got on and I'm like, shoot, I just realized I didn't put my lashes on before I started this stream. Oh well.
Pat S, we should make a morning group pact that if we run into Loki in real life, we should all try to bum $20 off of him.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh God.
That's funny.
Oh shit. And thank you, Purple. You know what? The greatest thing about all of this is because we're gonna hop off of here soon. And hold on, before that, MB Geek, let's talk with $5. I've got my stream on point with my panel. You had a good panel. I was watching you the other day, MB Geek. We love what we are talking about, and we stay on topic for the most part. I am having fun again. That's the whole.
Great.
That is the whole point. Is having fun and meeting all of you. When I started this, I had this weird thing, and I've done it, but I had this weird thing. I even told these guys about this. I said, when I started this, I said, one day I'm going to meet Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. I'm going to meet Jeff from World Class Bullshitters. I'm going to meet Ethan. I'm going to meet Gary. And I've done that. As of Vegas, I did all that. So I've talked to Ethan. I met Jeremy. I met Gary. I met Jeff. Jeff's a great guy. I did what I set out to do, but over the course of the last 2 years, so much better things have happened. I met you. I worked with Purple. I met Eris. I met Pat S. I met Mexican Iron Man. I've met all of these wonderful people. My crew here, Chris Persia, Mark, Purple, all of these people. Arwen, Steve, getting to work with Steven, Fat Steven. I give him hell all the time. The bucket of Crisco is a lie. Don't believe it. Demand your bucket today. All of these things that I've got and all these people that I've gotten to meet, that's worth more to me than everything. That has changed the direction and the course of my life. And I could not be more appreciative of that. And Dean Krantz, $5 super chat. Watching the Rihanna and the girls on Midnight's Edge is a blast. I had never heard the term love bug before. Love bug! God, I love bug! And this chat is where I'm most involved. Thank you, Dean.
Oh, thank you
brother.
so much. Thank you so much for watching.
Is there anything you got before we get out of here? Because we've gone about an hour. Is there anything you've got going on? Anything you would like to share before we get out of here? Anything at all? I'd love having you on here. I don't want this to end. The last hours flew by so fast.
I know. Oh, I'm probably going to have to go on with you in the evening sometime. Let's see. Oh, tonight. Well, I guess it's afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern on OG Star Wars' channel. The Babe to Menace will be going on. So you've got me, OG, Mary Mayhem, it's me, Andy Summers, and of course, Eris of Chaos. So we'll be there at 5 p.m. Eastern today. On Friday, of course, 12 noon, Fandom Menace Lunch Table, and is going to be my guest.
Nice.
I co-host that with Fat Stevens, so you can see me over there on Friday. Saturday morning, earlier than I'd planned to, but it's going to be crazy. 8:30 a.m. Eastern, I am going to be broadcasting from the Magic Kingdom. It's the first weekend of the 50th anniversary celebration. So I'm going to kind of basically go around the park and show you just the sheer insanity that is going to be going on. And I'm pretty much going to be walking around looking at people and looking at really disrespectful treats, because apparently that's the thing. That's what I like to do. So that's Saturday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and then Sunday at 8 p.m. I'm going to be broadcasting live from Epcot.
Nice.
So that's going to be a really, 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 really cool time. So thank you guys so much. This has been absolutely amazing. Corporate America is reminding me on my phone that there's a meeting that I need to go to. But
before you get out of here, let me ask you, do they still have the Gary Sinise space ride to Mars at Epcot?
Oh God, why do they do, but why do I want to say did they replace Gary Sinise?
I bet you they did.
They did, and I want to say that they did, because every time that I would ride that ride and he would come on the screen, people would start yelling Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah,
but
that's what we did.
Yeah,
when they had just they had just opened that the last time I was there. They had just opened that ride, and that's what we all did. Lieutenant Dan, ice cream on Mars, ice cream. Lieutenant
I know,
Dan.
we were just cracking up, but yeah, they've replaced it with Lawrence Fishburne's wife now. So yeah, it's I did not like that. I didn't like that change at all.
Well, that sucks. All right, everybody. Purple Valkyrie is coming up next in less than 30 minutes. Louise Sparrow sent out a super sticker, and it says Shiba Inu saying bravo. Bravo, Reina Creole. Thank you so very much, Louise. Thank you. And you guys have been absolutely excellent. Thank you, Lorena, for being here. Guys,
you're welcome. Love you guys.
There is an episode of the first ever episode of Loki's Forge is coming up at around noon. It should be out around noon. It is an upload. It's not going to be a live stream. It'll be like 5-6 minutes, somewhere around there. And we're talking about Anduriel from Lord of the Rings, the sword Anduriel. All of Loki's Forge will be about fantasy weapons, armor, tactics in Middle Earth and Warhammer and Diablo, whatever it is we're talking about. It's old world. So the first ever episode of that is coming out around noon today. Thank you guys so very much for being here. Thank you, Lorena, for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad I could hang out with you.
Everybody take care. Have a great one. And we will be back tomorrow.
Bye.
Be excellent to each other.
Yes.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe. And hammer that notification bell.